Concerns are growing over Airbnb's business model after the company's second quarter profits fell 15%, despite its revenue actually rising 11% on stronger bookings. Airbnb says booking growth is up from a year ago, but many customers are booking just days in advance instead of weeks or even months. The CEO of Airbnb saying, quote, "We are seeing shorter booking lead times globally and some signs of slowing demand for U.S. guests." So for more, I'd like to welcome in Ian Baer, marketing and consumer expert and the founder of marketing firm Sooth. Ian, so great to see you. Thank you for your time. Are we seeing the end of Airbnb?
It's not the end at all, but this is a trend we've been tracking for a while. I think actually it was about a year ago you and I were talking about some troubling financials coming out of Airbnb. And what we continue to see is that they are not resonating with the people who actually have the most money to spend on travel. Airbnb has a really good brand recognition, a lot of desirability among people under 40. But those people are booking on short notice. They have less money to spend. They're spending less per trip. And, we're seeing a huge travel boom, especially among older people. But Airbnb is very low on their consideration list because they don't necessarily check all the boxes that a more established, wealthier traveler is looking for in the way of services and amenities and recognition.
So, Ian, does this drop in profits overall that Airbnb is seeing? Does it signal a larger issue for short-term rentals overall, or is this specific to Airbnb?
This is really an Airbnb problem right now. Travel has bounced all the way back to pre-pandemic levels, and we're seeing that across the board. So it's a great time for the hospitality industry, a better time than it has been in a while. The hotel chains are doing quite well right now. I think Airbnb has to take a look at who they're reaching. Again, I think right now they're appealing much more to the younger, lower spending traveler. The other thing is Airbnb quite famously made a shift away from more performance-based marketing, digital marketing, which is really the lifeblood of the entire hospitality industry. And I think they're going to have to take a hard look as to whether they need to re-up their spending in that area, but actually just do it in better, more targeted ways.
Ian, let's take the marketing out of it. What about the fees? A lot of people really just think that Airbnb has, number one, too many fees, and then fees that are just too expensive. Does the company maybe need to reassess what it's charging its customers?
I think it's the value equation overall. So it's not just a matter of outlay, it's what you get for it. It's easier for somebody to rationalize the fees when they're not also rationalizing things like a to-do list on their way out, having to take trash to the curb. A lot of things that, again, more experienced, more affluent travelers don't expect come with a vacation. Vacations usually don't come with chores. So I think it's more an issue of the value proposition, not simply the fees and the cash outlay.
Yeah, no, that's a good point, because I certainly know people who say, listen, I go on vacation to relax. I don't want to have to be doing work. Last question for you, Ian. Do you think Airbnb will rebound? Will they be able to turn things around?
I do. And I think the biggest reason they're going to rebound is because they do really have that mind share with the younger travelers, and every year they're going to grow into more and more spending power. There's a little bit of a race against the clock, though. You can't be as big as they are and only be appealing to people under the age of 40. They're going to have to figure out a stronger value proposition, a way to reward loyalty and things like that if they want to grab share from the more affluent people. So they do have a future, but I think they've got to rethink their plan a little bit.
Yeah, if they want to pull in those dollars. All right, Ian Baer, thank you.
Thank you so much, Nichole.
Well, coming up, the politics of... Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.